We often imagine thick syrups as slow, harmless, and lazy. But in January 1919, it became violently deadly. A massive Boston tank ruptured, unleashing a 40-foot wave. Racing at 35 miles an hour, it killed 21. This incredibly bizarre historical catastrophe centered around a common, everyday household baking staple. But what exactly is this mysterious dark substance hiding in your kitchen cabinet right now? Is it something genuinely found in nature, or is it a completely artificial, industrial human creation? And why on earth did the most powerful colonial empires actually wage brutal wars over its total control? Today, we are diving deep into the surprisingly dark and turbulent history of this sticky brown syrup. To truly comprehend this ingredient, you must realize it is basically the ultimate industrial leftover. But unlike most manufacturing waste, these particular leftovers are incredibly rich and highly desired. The journey starts when farmers harvest massive sugarcane stalks and crush them to extract the raw juice. This sugary liquid is then relentlessly boiled over high heat to completely evaporate all the excess water. As the liquid slowly reduces, familiar white sugar crystals rapidly begin to form inside the boiling vats. Those pure white crystals are filtered out to eventually become the standard sweetener for your morning tea. However, the dense, extremely dark liquid remaining at the very bottom is what we universally call molasses. This heavy residue stubbornly retains all the vital minerals, vitamins, and nutrients from the original plant. But not every batch is identical. The precise flavor and texture change depending on the number of boilings. The very first extraction yields a delightfully sweet and gentle light syrup, which is fantastic on pancakes. Boiling it a second time produces a significantly thicker, darker version with a much deeper, robust flavor. This moderately bitter variety is exactly what gives traditional gingerbread its famously distinct, warm taste. Finally, the third extraction creates blackstrap, where virtually zero crystalline sugar remains inside the pot. It becomes brutally bitter, extremely dense, and absolutely loaded with essential calcium, iron, and potassium. Ironically, this intensely dark industrial byproduct is arguably the most nutritious element of the whole crop. Yet for generations, early sugar refiners honestly had absolutely no idea what to do with this massive waste. While modern consumers view it as cheap, during the 17th and 18th centuries it held immense power. This sticky sludge single-handedly fueled the booming global economy and directly accelerated the slave trade. Colonial superpowers rapidly discovered that this abundant sugary waste was the absolute perfect base for rum. Thirsty yeast devours the lingering sugars. Through fermentation, the sweet waste transforms into strong alcohol. This incredibly lucrative alcoholic breakthrough aggressively powered the deeply tragic triangular trade routes. Merchants shipped the crude syrup from Caribbean plantations directly to New England distilleries to produce rum. That valuable liquor was then aggressively exported to Africa and brutally traded for captive human beings. These enslaved individuals were subsequently forced back to the Caribbean to painfully harvest more sugarcane. It was a horrifyingly vicious economic cycle, yet it generated unimaginable wealth for the powerful empires. Tensions exploded when the British Parliament imposed the controversial Molasses Act of 1733. American colonists grew absolutely furious over these crippling financial taxes on their vital imported good. Decades before rebels ever dumped tea into Boston Harbor, they were already smuggling and fighting over syrup. So, with unlimited access to heavily refined pure white sugar today, why do modern bakers still use this liquid? The fascinating answer lies entirely in its unique molecular chemistry. The thick syrup is highly hygroscopic. In simple terms, this means it actively attracts invisible water molecules from the surrounding air and traps them. Adding a tiny splash to your cookie dough locks in precious moisture, keeping the baked goods wonderfully soft. If you bake using exclusively standard white sugar, your treats will inevitably become unpleasantly hard and crispy. Now prepare yourself for a mildly shocking commercial secret that major grocery store chains prefer to hide. That expensive golden brown sugar you frequently purchase is largely a brilliantly marketed culinary illusion. Manufacturers simply take cheap, processed white sugar and artificially blend a little dark syrup back into it. Should you ever run out mid-recipe, simply combine 1 cup of white sugar with 1 tablespoon of the dark syrup. You have instantly manufactured your own perfect substitute, saving yourself a frustrating drive to the supermarket. Ultimately, this sticky substance remains a beautiful paradox. Discarded industrial waste turned essential staple. It literally drowned a bustling city neighborhood and simultaneously helped ignite a fiery continental revolution. Yet today, it universally represents the comforting, nostalgic warmth of peaceful holiday baking with your family. It proudly stands as the complex, mysteriously dark soul hiding right behind the incredibly simple sweetness of sugar. If this culinary history amazed you, please subscribe, leave a like, and comment what we should explore next.